Okay, we have started.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب زدني علما نافعا. ربنا هب لنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل، نعم المولى ونعم النصير. غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم. ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين آمين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Can we get the first slide, please? Okay, we are going to start today the very famous, almost all of you know, a chapter which is called Qadr. Usually it is translated as the night of Qadr. So the night of Qadr, the Qadr is translated in various ways because of the Qadara, Qadura, Qadira, Yaqduru, Yaqdiru, all this kind of variations in, if you like, the way you read the word, but it is in practice. It's not an arbitrary choice. So every variety of reading has its own meaning. So it means power, it means strength, it means measurement, many other things, many other meanings. Also, in other forms, it has other meanings as well. But this is the chronologically 25th chapter, revealed chapter of the Quran. So we have been studying the Quran from the very beginning of the revelation, and then following how the minds of the people who address the Quran or who exposed themselves to the Quran had been shaped. So we have to go through the same stage because we are all human beings. As far as the human spirit is concerned, every human being potentially is endowed with the same qualities. So potentially. So we are expected to improve it, to develop it by doing lots of exercises, learning activities, etc. So human beings do not change. Human potentiality don't change, but social environment changes. According to the social environments, we have to understand this very important matter. According to the social environment, human interaction, human reaction to his or her environment varies. But Quran provides necessary guidance for human beings, how the person, human beings, are going to improve their qualities, so they will acquire these qualities and become a better practicing human beings. Potentially it is there, but practicing needs training. For example, a seed of a tree potentially has all the qualities of the tree in it, written, recorded. So we know that, okay, since tree has the potentiality, since the seed has the potentiality, So there is no need to wait for the tree to grow. Can we say this? If we don't grow it, uh, adjust the conditions of the seed to its environment, then the tree doesn't grow. And seed is nothing, almost nothing by itself. But some nuts, seeds can be eaten, but you eat it and finish it. You don't have the tree in your stomach. So human potentialities are like this. They need to be fed, they need to be trained, they need to be taught in order to grow into a tree of their real life conditions. So Quran prepares, if you like, use the analogy of the seed and the tree, which is also very frequently used in the Quran, in order to develop the human seed potentiality. Quran provides according to the seasons, according to the quality of the soil minerals, according to the climate of the days and months, etc. So according to the level of sunlight the seed receives or the soil receives, according to the amount of water. And so it varies immensely, the conditions of growing a tree, growing a seed into a tree. That is why the Quran, as we will study as well, is not revealed only once. It has revealed throughout 23 years and adjusted the conditions of the people in that time around the prophet, around the prophet's life. So those people were given the example in the Quran according to their life conditions. Since human beings are the same, since the seed, human potentialities are the same, but the environment changes, we are seeing in the Quran how the human beings are adapted to the conditions around them within their time and space limitations. These are examples. So what we do now, we have the same seed, and we look at our environment and in such and such condition, Quran was teaching the people around, especially the prophet, the one who received it, the people around, according to their life conditions, look at the similarities between life conditions of the people and teaching, the way of the teaching of the Quran, and apply it to our life conditions. Of course, we should never forget that everything changed. No. Atmosphere is the atmosphere, sun is the sun, water is the water, soil is the same soil. Not everything changed. Human seed potentiality is the same, but only the amount of water, amount of sun, amount of the condition, weather conditions, climate conditions, quality of the soil, the same soil, but soil change. The adaptation, if interruption happens because of the internet, weak internet connection, please let me know if you don't hear me, because sometimes I receive the message saying that your internet connection is unstable. So don't hesitate. Just let me know that you don't hear me. Okay. Now, we will say what happened during the life of the Prophet. It was day, it was night. The people were behaving towards the believers in this way, in another way. And the people had certain cultural background. Now, I will take these conditions. Of course, wherever I am living here now, they have certain cultural background as well. They have their own values. They have their own prejudices. They have their own customs. So habitual life or economic conditions, political conditions, administrative conditions, social conditions, psychological conditions, all these business conditions, cultural conditions, the conditions related to civilization. Nowadays, we can, of course, it may be very different, but industrial conditions, commercial conditions. So what we will do now, we will try to take the examples from that time when the Quran was revealed first and apply it to our conditions and see the similarities, how they are really, how the conditions change and how the revelation, the sequence of the revelation changed as well, and how the people who accepted the revelation tried to understand it and adapt their life to the revelation and try to live by it. Those who opposed it, of course, we have the same life conditions now, not as severe as, but depends on whether it is even that time the opponents were openly declaring. Nowadays, if you like, the opponents are not openly declaring their rejection, but there are other factors, cultural factors, educational factors, the economical factors, political factors, hidden, not exposed themselves as during the Prophet's time. What we may have sometimes, or some occasions, where the opponents of the teachings of the Quran expose their hatred, their enmity, and take a stand. We may have all this. We will take notice of it. On which conditions, what was revealed. So this is 25th revealed chapter of the Quran, and somewhere around second year of the prophetic mission. People were very new and slowly receiving the message, although there has been 25 chapters, but they were not really long ones. Most of them are short chapters, but very condensed. Whatever, at this stage, people are introduced to a chapter, the one we are going to study now. Now, can we go to the second slide, please? Yeah. Now, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Let's start. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr. Now, it is translated as Qadr. Also, it may be measurement. It may be decree also. Decree. So we have received, we have sent, revealed it. It's interesting. It down in the night of power. What do you think it refers to? Anybody? Come on, what is this it refers to? And then we will come to the night of power. First, enzelnahu. Anyone? Please. Just share your
the Quran. The Quran. It is the Quran.
The guidance to human beings.
Okay. Well, guidance to human beings. Look, there are many things. What else? There must be some more.
The Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
The Prophet. Yeah, possible. Who may refer to the Prophet, but we didn't. The sense, the word says, explicit meaning of the word is, and then nahu, the Prophet. It's erselnahu. Prophet is for the erselna. It is yours. The ersala verb is used for this. Okay, it doesn't matter. Somebody has written something. I see the Quran. It says the Quran. Yeah, I'm not saying these are wrong at all. Guidance, no, not at all. But when I say to you, I spoke to him last night. I spoke to him last night. But I start the speech like this. What do you do? You say to him, Who? Who are you talking about? Yeah? So there is a question mark there. Because usually in Arabic language, also in English language, pronouns are used for a known object. For example, let's say Ahmed came to my house and I spoke to him. It is obvious that him refers to Ahmed. Is it correct? I mean, am I wrong? It is valid in the Arabic language, grammar language. So the Quran starts saying, Inna anzalnahu. Truly we sent it. But you didn't specify what it is. Don't you know? Of course, the one who speaks is informing what's going on. So we have to understand that when a pronoun is used, and when it is hidden from the audience, what it refers to, it very frequently occurs in the Quran. There is a purpose. If the Quran specifies something, it is for a purpose, because the one who speaks is aiming at teaching human beings, and he is the creator of the human beings. He knows the human conditions, and he's speaking for the benefit of the human beings. I mean, to give guidance, to teach something that they didn't know. So especially to teach something that I cannot learn from the universe. If the creator of the universe did not teach, I cannot learn from the universe. So this speaker must be the one who creates everything in wisdom. So he must be speaking every language, every word, every letter with wisdom. So when the pronoun is not explained, clearly just kept ambiguous. It means the meaning needs to be in a variety ways of application. So you can say, truly we send it, what? Maybe the Quran, maybe what I need, something, whatever. Now, the ambiguity of the language is a purposeful one according to my need. According to my need, I will take it. Most of the people said, Enzele is referred to the Quran usually, but at the same time, Enzele is referred to many other things in the Quran. For example, very famous one is rain. For example, somebody made a suggestion, actually not only one person, more than one. Another person said, the message, as first said, we sent the message. Of course, message is more general, including the Quran, including the prophetic teaching, and also includes the message we receive from the universe, from existence. And another friend wrote this particular surah. Okay, why not? I cannot say no. Surah may not be because of the gender differences, but you can understand that this is my need and this is sent to me. Okay, and angels as in meaning, yeah, possible. If it was so, it would be a plural form, of course, literally speaking, grammatically speaking, but it is not plural, but it is singular. So, but grammatically wrong, but meaning-wise, you can take it in this way because the following verse the third verse will explain in this direction, but it wouldn't refer to who. It means anzalnahu. It means we sent it. It wouldn't refer.
नहीं थोड़ी देर बाद खाऊंगी अभी नहीं खाऊंगी मैं बाद में खा लूंगी sorry oh my
Safina Khan.
sorry
Oh, I muted you. Okay. So, fi laylatil qadr, in the night of power. Now, why night? Do you think if it was referring specifically to the Quran, which is very much likely, I'm not saying none of them is, I'm not saying that all the suggestions that the scholars made is wrong at all. No, they are all right, but ambiguity is there among the scholars as well. So why night? I ask this question, why night? In the night, although there is no L particle, but Muzafir, those people who know a little bit Arabic grammar, they know that Laylatul Qadr makes it known, the night. So the night, why not? Why not daytime? I'm not saying no, but in order to oppose the idea, it refers to the Quran. No, but I'm just speculating here. It was the revelation of the Quran. The revelation of the Quran took place day and night. Well, not only night. Why night? There must be a reason. Or another thing is the night of power. Oh, the night of power, the night of decree, the night of measurement. They are all possible, Qadr. Oh, why the night of power? What do you mean by power? Why power? Why decree? Why measurement? These are the main possible meanings. It puzzles. I have to think about it, and we all have to think about it. Then the second question that I would like to ask you, the night of power is presented to us as the known night of power, not unknown, known night of power, the night of power. Which night? Do we know it? Do we know it? I think you hear a lot. Hanan says, power doesn't mean the Arabic word el. El-Qadr. No. This grammar site we don't study. Sorry, Hana. I'm sorry. We don't study grammar. We concentrate on the subject which is related to our practical life conditions now. That's why I don't study. Okay, thank you, but it is not Qadr. Qadr. You can translate in many ways. It is possible. It is possible. The scholars try their best. So it doesn't matter. If you don't like power, say something else. It doesn't matter. But the night of something which is important. Who knows the night of power or Laylatul Qadr? Why do you think God didn't specify it? For example, the night of power is, I don't know, Muharram the 10th, Ramadan 20th, something like this. But no, there is nothing. Night of power, the night of power. And also the Prophet, he received the Quran. He is the one who receives the Quran from first hand. And he says, the night of power, look for it. But you are the one who received it. Don't you know which night you received it? But it has been also received throughout 23 years. You cannot talk about one night. That's why some people tried, Gabriel used to come and recite whole the Quran to him once in a year, twice a year. All right, but nothing is guaranteed. As far as I am concerned, what shall I do with it? Why the night of power is not specified neither by God nor by the Prophet, nor anyone else. And also, when it is night here in Australia, it is daytime. What are the believers going to do that night here? It is daytime there. It means it is again left vague. There is a very extremely important message in leaving all this in ambiguity. A very important. It means God said, God sent something. What I'm trying to understand in my life conditions. And it is very important. It's very powerful, if you like. And everything is precisely measured. And it is not known the day, the time when it was said, not known. I have to look for it, watch out for it, always in expectation of receiving it. I have to be awake. Whatever this very precious thing that God sent, maybe today, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow then. So I have to be always in expectation of it. What does it mean? God, by not explaining it straight away, makes me be in always expectation of that very important event. It's a very important event. If we listen to the narrations from the Prophet says, look for it during the last 3-4 days of last 10 days of Ramadan. That is a specific concentration is recommended by the Prophet, that while you are fasting, of course, you will take away from, not physically, but your main heartfelt concerns from the worldly side of the things, worldly aspect of the things. Although during Ramadan, all the companions of the Prophet, including the Prophet himself, were engaged in worldly affairs. But of course, as far as I am concerned, I am experiencing that while I am dealing with my worldly life, my heart also goes away with them. I am, of course, most of the time, I am lost in dealing the worldly, temporary aspect of the whatever the transactions I am doing, interactions I am doing. So Ramadan means to change the interest, the face of the interest of our relationship with the worldly affairs from the transient aspect of it, but concentrate on the permanent aspect of it. That is fasting from losing ourselves in the worldly, transient aspect of the affairs that we are interested in or we are engaged. Not that we shouldn't do worldly affairs that we are doing. For example, if I am a businessman, I have to run my business. If I am a farmer, for example, if I have to do something on my land, I have to do it. If I take care of my animals, I have to take care of it. I cannot say that I am fasting, so let the animals die of hunger. I cannot leave them to starvation. I have to do everything. But what is expected? Fasting doesn't mean that stop life. Fasting means stop certain aspect of the things and practice it in your physical terms by not eating and drinking, etc., so that you will understand that your main focus will be something else. That is fasting. During this heavy concentration of the eternal aspect of our interaction with the world, our interest in the world, while we are doing the same event. But we are taking notes of the eternal side of it, means I am going to use them not in order for the sake of gaining the material things, but at the same time for the sake of gaining the meaning in the material things. Who provided them for me? What the message that I receive from these material things? How can I communicate with the creator of these material things while I am receiving them? My focus changes that. It means relocation of the focus, which takes me in connection with the creator of the things that I am interacting with. That is a beautiful atmosphere. While if I can manage practicing this while I am fasting, I have to change my considerations, directions of my feelings, control, keep them under control, and direct them to the source of my feelings and to the source of the qualities of the things that I am interacting, and combining them together in one center, which is God, who created me with the needs of these things, and he created me these things which are extremely useful, purposefully arranged in order to satisfy my needs. That's why I am interacting with them. So I have to unite my interest together with my center of feelings directed to God alone. That is called Tawheed. Making God a unique one. That's it. No other object will attract my attention anymore. This concentration, we cannot live in this way. I cannot live in this way always, but during Ramadan, it's an excuse that I practice this. So the Prophet says, look, when you are at this stage during the Ramadan, so that you have been in practicing it for 20 days, now you are approaching the night of power. Wow. So you get this night now, that moment now, because you are ready for it. That is the message I receive from the sayings of the Prophet. Search for the night of power during the last days of Ramadan. Of course, depends on our understanding of Ramadan. So if we can make sense of Ramadan in this sense that I had tried to explain it, or really present it to you, or depict it in a figurative way, how the human senses can change their direction this way or another way. So if we really experience this type of fasting, then I can get from the hadith narrations of the Prophet, then that is the state I am ready now. That is the state, not time, state. I am ready now to get this night turn into peace. That is the main message of this chapter. Turn the night into a peace, so that you will feel serenity in your life. That is possible now. So whatever you receive during this, if you like, static state of mindness, consciousness, awareness, this static state, you are as if you don't live in this world. Of course you are, but as if you don't. Your main focus is only God, who is the only one who owns the whole universe, including yourself, myself. So at that moment, whatever you receive, that is what God sent you. We don't have to objectify the thing. As far as I am concerned, I can read this verse. Truly, we send it, what you received now, as guidance from us. At the moment that you were in darkness, through the guidance, your darkness turned into light, enlightened, and you started not feeling fear of night, which is unknown. The things are unknown to you. It's dark. Now it became light, and you feel secure in your existence. You feel secure in the meaning of yourself, why I live in this world. So the end of this telling here, the last verse will introduce us the peace that we receive at the end of the process of this sending down something on a night which is so powerful. Everything is precisely measured according to needs that you felt, and just adjusts your need and satisfy you as much as you are ready. That is the power of night for you. For you. It depends on your state. Otherwise, if we say, this is the night and revelation is coming down, I see nothing, but maybe if it is raining, water is coming, rain is coming. If not, clouds are there, I see nothing. No, we shouldn't really turn it into a physical event. But why the Muslim community celebrates at first a certain night, depending on the culture, the customs of different people, different nations, although we were expected to be one nation. Okay, now we are living in an artificial world, so different groups of people here and there. So this is the power of night, they say, and try to celebrate it. I appreciate it. I don't really disregard it. I don't really reject it, because I am a part of this community. So if the community agreed on something, I join them. But of course, my spiritual situation, status will pertain to me. Your spiritual status also will pertain to you. So you will experience the power of night within your capacity. I will experience the power of night within my capacity. So how much I am ready to receive that one which turns my night into peace. So I am not in darkness anymore. Everything is clear. The meaning of my existence is clear. The purpose of my life is clear. The hopes of my feelings are clear. All my anxieties disappear. I am in peace. Now, I don't blame and I don't claim that people don't feel like this, but I have to make an excuse what the people accept, which day the people accept as the night of power. I say, I'm joining, but I am joining as an individual myself. And whatever is happening within my own mind, within my own consciousness, within my own heart, therefore own feelings, emotions. Everyone has his unique existence. So you are experiencing what is coming down at that moment according to the status you are ready to receive it. Otherwise, if you are not ready to receive it, even the mail is delivered to you, it doesn't reach you. It doesn't reach you because you are not ready to receive it. You are not expecting it. When you receive a mail with you, just open the envelope immediately with excitement. Oh yeah, it affects. You see the result, or you get the news now that you want to learn. But if I am not ready, the mail comes and stays in my mailbox and I don't really take notice of it. What is important now? How much ready I am to receive it, whatever comes. Whatever I need, it will come with measurement in a powerful way. Whatever I need. But first of all, I must be aware of what I need. What am I expecting? But if I read a piece of the Quran and pray some units of prayer, which are not bad, excellent, but what are you expecting of it? Some reward. Where? In the hereafter. Okay. I would say no, but what did you receive now? So that you will improve your seed into a tree with what you received, whether you received sunlight, you received order, you received minerals, you received air, then accordingly you will grow now. So as you grow, you will be taken away from this world and given you another existence according to your growth that you realized in this world. But if I never developed, grow my seed into something that gives hope to me, well, what am I going to have it in the hereafter? I don't know. In the second creation, I'm not accustomed with any new type of life, so that I will expect that type of life to be given and extended into eternity. But if I have not developed it, what am I have not learned anything in the school. What am I going to expect to practice it in my practical life after graduation? I haven't learned anything. This is an extreme example, of course. Everybody learns something, but depends on the degree of learning. As much as you learned, you will experience it. As much as I experienced the thing, I received guidance, let's put it in a general term, guidance I received through the Quran, through the teachings of the Prophet, or the students of the Prophet, etc., then how much I am enlightened with the guidance, that much my seed, human potentiality, grows into a small shoot at least, so that this small shoot will be transferred into eternal life in the hereafter, in the next creation that is very much expected. Otherwise, this worldly life means nothing. If we are going to not continue in our existence after death, it means we are worthless creatures with no purpose in our life. Either tomorrow or today I die, what matters? At the end, I will go into non-existence. What matters? As I give this example always, the right side of the equation, the answer to the equation tells me that whatever you had in the life equals to zero when you die and disappear. And whatever you had in the world would mean nothing because it equals to zero. When annihilation is zero, non-existence is zero. It means nothing. So it makes life completely meaningless, completely horrible. So there must be, human feelings are prepared for it. There must be an eternal life. In the eternal life, I will experience only as much as I grew my tree here. So I read the Quran, okay, what experience you had, it means you taught your potentiality, your seed, which kind of water you put, which kind of air, sunlight you put, which kind of air you introduce to your seed so that it will grow. How much? Depends on the status. We cannot judge about anybody's status. Only you can think of yourself as previously, while we are studying the chapter Abasa, we said everybody will be busy with his own affairs. You won't take notes of your mother, your father, your brother, whatever, your spouse, your children, but yourself. That is what we are going to do after graduation. In the school, we mingle up with lots of people and enjoy our life, etc., or we help each other to understand the subject that under discussion. Okay, it depends. After graduation, everybody goes to his own life. So you will be left with what you have learned. That's it. Exactly in the Quran is described that you will be left with your own gain. Whatever you gained in this world, then you will be treated according to the level of your gain there. So this is the night of power, and specifically this day is the night of power. Okay, use it. But whenever you feel in darkness, whenever you feel that you are in night, nothing is clear, you don't know, you lost your hope for the future, you are despaired, you are under stress, etc., then look for the thing that you need. Send it. It will be sent to you. But you can get it from the Quran. Why not? You can get it from the universe. Why not? No, I mean, get it, but get it. Because your creator definitely promises in this verse that he will provide it for you. Just you look for it. You search it. You really run after it. Strive for it. It is up to me. Turn the night of power into a real one, or just a celebration of the historical event that the Quran was revealed to the Prophet. We are just celebrating the revelation of the Quran. Okay, I mean, why not to welcome the Quran? It is really a precious guide for human beings. But you received it, okay, you received the mail in your mailbox. Did you open the envelope? Did you read it? Did you learn what it's teaching, what it's telling? Did you start practicing it in your life? Did you submit yourself to the knowledge you learned from this mail? That matters. Otherwise, receiving the envelope, yeah, it is necessary, but not sufficient. It is interesting. We read the Quran, don't understand. I am not believing those people who cannot study the Quran, but only can read, bearing in mind that it is the word of God. I don't understand what it is, but I really appreciate the word of God. If only I could understand, I would benefit it. But I am an illiterate person. But I am sure none of us here is illiterate. So we have to try to read it, but read for what? Read for what? As the Quran says, tilawah. Read it in order to follow it. To follow it. It means get the instructions there and apply it to your life. Assume it into on your shoulders and try to see how can you benefit from it in your practical life. So have the strong intention, determination that I am going to submit myself to this teaching because it fits my human nature, it fits my human expectations, needs. That works. That is good then to join the celebrations of the revelation of the Quran. Why not? Do it with a group of people. Why not? make an occasion in order to celebrate the revelation of the Quran. Why not? But don't lose yourself just sending, texting, Laylatul Qadr Mubarak, Laylatul Qadr Mubarak all night, and not opening the envelope. Come on. Or looking at the envelope without reading. Or reading the envelope without trying to understand. There are degrees. Or trying to understand what is written in it, in the message, but not having the intention to apply it to your life. Degrees, endless degrees. If you are really thirsty for the guidance from your creator, any type of guidance, at any moment, as soon as you receive a small glass of water, what do? Immediately swallow it. Gulp it down and say, Alhamdulillah, as much as you can. But God is so generous. Whoever expresses his need in real terms, not only in verbal, God, please guide me to the right path. And I never thought what right path is, what guidance is. What am I going to do there in the right path? Where am I going to go? I'm in the right path, but what am I going to do in this path now? Walk, run, jog, or get a bike, or get an automobile and go there, or get an airplane, because you are in the right path. Where are you going? I have to know where am I going. In the right path to what? What just the verbal expressions like we use, I'm going to God. You cannot go to God in a road. So you can only go to God by knowing him, by having knowledge of him, and acquainting him with your own feelings. Then you and I can become friends, which is, the Quran says, wali, very intimate, heartfelt, warm friend you can trust. Of course, these are all levels of getting closer to God, but in order to be successful in this target, we have to be on the right path. It means right path starts with my acknowledgement of my need. I have to say, what do I need? What do I need? One day I asked one of my friends, please pray for me to God. He said, Inshallah, why not? I will do that. What shall I pray for you for? What shall I pray for? What do you want? I said, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. And then I started this cultural language. Oh, to lead me to the right path, to put me in paradise. These are just, how do you say, daily language patterns. We have to mean something. But in order to mean something, for example, if I come home and, I mean, you are young people, I don't have, but you can. If I come home and my mother, my father, my brothers, sisters are here, all my family is here, I say, please give me. They say, okay, we are ready if we can, but what? What do you want? So I have to express my need first. And then I ask God, what do I need? What do I need? So in order to specify your need, first you have to check yourself. What side of you is in darkness? Are you aware? Are you aware of your side which is in darkness? It needs light. So think about it. What the essential things that I need. You know, excuse me, I don't want to gossip about people, but it was something, it is the time now to give a break. So I was on Hajj one occasion. So I know Turkish language. One of the Turkish couple was next to me. The wife was asking her husband, saying, go and pray, get closer to the Kaaba. It is a good intention. I really appreciate these people, innocent people. I don't blame them. They are not taught what reality is. So, and the husband stayed and hesitated to stand up. So she pushed him, come on, go and pray. And he stood up and tried to get, of course, closer to the Kaaba, approach the Kaaba. Of course, it was so crowded. It wasn't really possible so much, just a few steps, one, at the most 1.5 steps ahead. And I could understand the language. Of course, they didn't expect that there are some people who need the language. So my clothing, my dress was not Turkish dress. I don't wear that usually, not only in the Hajj, but usually in my practical life. So it wasn't, I wasn't known as a Turkish man. He started saying, the man said, please God, give a good job to my son. Okay. Is it wrong? No, not at all. No, not at all. That is what he needed. Yeah. Okay. Or we don't know this man. I don't know this man, but that is an occasion. Just for a break, experienced this. Okay. Is the sound? Yeah. Internet is unstable. When it starts, please let me know.
It has started now.
Okay, thank you very much. So suddenly God came to you. It is the night of power for you. And God revealed to you through his voice and said, Ali, ask me, you will be given. Ask me, what shall I ask? Give me a good job. Or whatever my immediate concern was at that moment, I will present it to my God, because my relationship with the God can only happen within the limits of my awareness of need, my need. Awareness of my need. So we have to always be ready to specify what I need. But of course, if my heart is sunk into worldly affairs by themselves, it means by worldly purposes, if God asks me, what do you want? I will give you. I will say, give me a car. For example, if I need a car, which may be the case. So give me a car, please. I said, okay, take the car. What happened? 10 years later, car got, okay, not useful anymore. And when I die, there is no car with me anymore. Finished, temporary. So I have to be aware of my needs first and most of all, and say, what is my aim? What do I want? Whenever God asks me to give me something, ask me that he will give me something, I will say, please give me this one. I want to know your mercy. I want to see your Ghaffar, the sense of Ghaffar. How do you manifest that? Come on, demonstrate it to me in this word. Demonstration, of course, manifestation, not really. So as the Prophet Moses asked God, I want to see you, okay? If you want to see me, well, not in my essence, but I will tajalla. Yeah? I will reflect, demonstrate on the mountain. Hope mountain crumbles down. What does it mean? You cannot see the essence in terms of the word, this word, whatever it is. Maybe in terms of electric, maybe in terms of energy, maybe in terms of air or anything, not at all. Why? Essence is the creator's essence, eternal self-sustaining essence, nothing to do with this world. But we have to be ready to receive the manifestations of his mercy, his justice. So if I am struggling or being troubled with an unjust treatment, I say, please God, help me with your sense, with your name of just. You are the just. If I am in need of help, please God, help me with your name of guide, help, Nasir. But you don't have to say it in Arabic, but your help, you are the helper. You are the aid for me. So I want to get to know through your qualities names. There are lots of chats in the box. So let me start reading from the very, very angels in being power. Hanan says power doesn't mean the Arabic word Qadr. Qadr means something else. Hanan says what not Karamer does God choose plural people to be his wali, or we can enhance our belief on our own, then God chooses us to be his wali. Like in Surah, we cave wali that teaches Moses, I don't know whether wali or, yeah, which is famous. I don't want to, but that is a specific case, not related to what you're to our subject practically, but it's a question. Of course, I appreciate every question. Of course, God does not do anything to anyone which that person doesn't deserve. That is justice. God is just. God is wise. So as far as we see in this world, if you don't, for example, feed the animal dies. God doesn't, because of the order of this universe, does not change. So God's treatment of people also do not change. Whatever, but we don't know who deserves what status in their life, but God should know, according to what I deserve, he will treat me. For example, if I never ask God to treat me with his mercy, do you think within the conditions of this universe, as God promises that he is never going to change the sunnah, the way he is creating in this world, and he's treating the people equally in this world, if I never feel the need of God's mercy for my own salvation, of course, that is God's wisdom that I will not receive. Okay, I cannot talk on behalf of God. Farah asks, but I have to take care of my responsibility. Farah, how does love of Allah relate to need? Can you and love Allah outside of our need? Oh, okay, we're trying to understand the question. Outside of our need, can you love something that you don't know? I mean, as far as I understood for that, so related to our need, I need to be loved. I need to be taken care of. I don't know. I don't want anybody to hate me, but I need the love of some people, some things, which really feels me or makes me feel loved. So that's my spirit, that's my feeling. Don't you be loved by your friends? So if you don't need it, you can get, I mean, I know Farah cannot do this, but you can be nasty to everyone that the people hate you. Would you like them to hate you? No, I don't. I don't think you would either. So we are created with the need to gain the sympathy, love, interest of the people so that we will have a loving relationship. I cannot describe it in physical terms. Love cannot be measured and physically described, and you cannot make the picture of love. So just to express the face, maybe you can make this famous heart shape, usually red, because love is something hot. That's why human beings feel that they describe it in red color, warmness. What? I don't know. I mean, do you need to be loved? I really need. I ask myself, if only the creator of the universe loves me in my practical worldly life, everything will love me because I will love them. Because God's loving me means through his action, I will have a loving relationship with them. I don't want to hate any creature, not only human beings. I personally, you can also discuss within your own self and reflect within your own selves on this. God's love reaches me. I'm reflecting and pondering on my own feelings now. I can receive love of God in terms of this world as much as I love his creation. If I hate his creation, one of his creation, there in that object, I see no love of God with me. So asking God, please God, open the way to get closer to you through the creation so that I can decipher, I can recover the meaning in their existence, which refers to your qualities, to your names, to your attributes, whatever you call them. So as much as we are aware of it, aware of this reality of the existence, the conditions of the existence of this world, we can communicate with God through his creating acts. So, for example, I get something I love. For example, I say, oh, okay, let's give a typical example. My typical example, I love mangoes. So I received mango and I said, it's nice, it's tasty, it's delicious, etc. I enjoyed it. you didn't enjoy the atoms. You enjoyed the taste. And taste is nothing of this world. This is only the manifestation of the Creator's pleasure put into it. So I am tasting manifestation of the name of my Creator, the quality of my Creator manifested there. So while I am eating the mango, I am communicating with the Creator of the mango. All the taste, smell, and color, decoration, the way it is wrapped, the prepared, the meaty side of it, the stone in it, etc. Everything conveys the message from its creator to me. Then that's what we are going to come now in verse 2 and 3 especially. Now, there is something, am I supposed to love non-believers as creation? Whoever it is, iPhone, I don't have to know the name. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it at all. Of course, as creation. Yes, but non-believers, I must talk on my behalf. I don't like unbelief. I like every kind of creatures. The prophet didn't like pagan people around him. They were pagans. We call them mushrik, but they were pagans. So, in fact, if you really study it, you will understand. What the prophet was striving to save them from pagan ideologies, pagan way of life. If he didn't love them, not the pagan ideology, but them, why he should strive to save them? He should leave them alone. He should hate them. Do you think the people who can convey any message to somebody who hates this person himself, not the ideas, not the ethics that he is bearing, not the person as a human being? Can you imagine a doctor hates the patient? Is there any way that the doctor will be helpful to this patient? Is it possible? Of course, today the doctors are working for money, so they say as long as I get my salary, my payment at the end of the month, I don't care. But if he hates somebody, he wouldn't really pay attention to it at all. So he wouldn't really try to do something good for this person, for this patient. But he must have some sort of affliction towards the patient, that this poor guy needs my help. I'll try my best to help him, but he is ill. Of course he is ill. That's why he came to you. If he wasn't ill, he was healthy, he wouldn't come to you. So if the Quraysh, if the Meccan person were healthy, wisdom of God wouldn't send the prophet to them. They are already okay. Why should God send? Is there any reason for God to send? Does it make sense for you and me? Why should God send a prophet to a people who are already healthy? Is there any prophet who didn't have any struggle with the people who opposed him? Totally. They start from scratch. Some of them couldn't even manage to convey the message to his wife, although she was his wife. Some of them to her husband, some of them to his or her children, father. There are all sorts of examples in the Quran. But the prophets always strive to convey the message to save these people, to save these people. So, okay, creation, unbelief, iPhone. This friend is asking in the chat box that, can you define creation? Creation, what is created by God? Human beings are created by God. Unbelief is non-existence. Lie is non-existence. Lie is not created. So we have to make the distinction. We understand the example that if you love somebody, only then you try to help him. If you don't love somebody, it never occurs to you that you should help him. That is how we are created, with this feeling. That feeling demonstrates that my God, my creator, is telling me that I treat people like this. That's how I am teaching you who I am through your own senses. So be honest to your original manufacturer setting, which is your original potentiality. Right. I hope it is understood. Let's go to the verse 2, because today the time is getting closer. So we have to, they are together. It is interesting. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ. What will explain to you what that night of power is? It means, I will explain it to you. What does it mean? Through the way that I created you, you have to go back into your own self. Think of your own feelings. Think of your own understanding, your capacity here. What do you want? What are you really searching for, looking forward to receiving? What is your ultimate aim in this world? Everybody wants eternal happiness in everything. I don't want anything, anytime, any moment that I will lose my happiness. I will lose my happiness for any moment. So in any sense, although I cannot get eternal happiness in this world, but I am looking forward to it. That's why I look at the creation as I am experiencing this universe, in order to see the aspect of the creation which points to the eternity, which means absolute qualities of the creator. That's why I have to really seriously, closely study the universe carefully to see the qualities manifested in them, so that I will ask the maker of the universe, you are the source, you are the origin of these qualities. Please, I want you now. I understood, not these things. So when you look at them, for example, a piece of art, you see the art there. So you see the quality of art there. You don't see the paper, or you don't see the canvas only, but you are looking at it in order to see the quality of the art there, so that you will acknowledge that the quality of the artist is such that manifested here. So what will explain to you what that night of power is? I will explain to you through the creation, through my revelation to you, and also through your feelings within yourself, which is called, which with one word, your spirit, that I breathed into you from my own spirit. So my representative in the created form is already reflected, not a piece of it, reflection of it in your spirit. There you can find the answer. You can find the answer there. But how are you going to decipher it? God says, okay, I'm going to help you, teach you how to decipher your own content of your spirit. Content of your own spirit. I am going to teach you, and the revelation comes. That is why we can really receive it. For example, if I don't know who I am, if I don't pay attention to my spiritual qualities, I will never get to know God, the Creator, so that I will never receive any message from Him. I will never receive the night of power. I will be always in the night that said no power. No power. So what will explain to you what that night of power is? Now I will explain to you, but when we read it, we will understand that. We will understand that. Inshallah, we will read it next week. We will understand that it is only described in a figurative way. The night of power is better than 1,000 months. Oh, but come on, explain it to me. There will be angels and the spirit will come down. But I don't see no angel here coming down. No spirit is coming down. Still, we have to pay attention. In the language of the Quran, it means there is something that will explain to you what the night of power is, but you have to take care of your own responsibility. Okay, of course, I have to struggle with this, okay, with this cultural background of religious education. So Safina asked, does that mean that we are created in God's image? What do you mean by God's image? These are just really free, non-defined language. What do you mean by God's image? So it means we are created with the reflections, if you like, reflections, criterion of the names, qualities of God, that we can get to know them if the seed, this is the seed, if the seed is fed properly, taken care of properly, everything is provided what it needs properly. It means if I do my job, yeah, it is there. That God breathed his spirit in humans, yeah, but this is not a physical breathing. It is reflection. It is reflect. It means God says it is not ours. Of course, these are good questions. I understand, but I have to read. I said drag the questions into the subject that we are dealing with now, so that we won't disperse the subject everywhere. So God breathed his spirit in humans means God gave us the criterions, tools to get to know his qualities, who God is. Just to get to know. Not the spirit is not a piece of from God, or a piece from God, not the ability, the capacity of the human potentiality, that human potentiality get to know God's names as they are reflected in this world, and I feel them if I really develop these feelings, so that I can get to know which kind of creator I have. this is image of God or this kind of language, I don't like it. But I don't mean that you shouldn't say it. No, I don't like this kind of question language, especially this the vocabulary or terminology, concepts, which is presented to us in the general culture, but we don't know what they include in it. They are very dangerous. For example, I know the night of power. Night of power. Everybody talks about the night of power, 27th day of Ramadan. That is just, meaningless. I know what the image is. Meaningless. Now I know what spirit is. Meaningless. You have to decipher as much as you can to understand and then get the vague understanding of it somehow. But always we have to try to understand any kind of, even the religion, the word religion, ad-din. What does it mean? What does it mean? These are all, for example, we are going to talk about next Monday, angels. What does it mean? What angel? What you heard it? Yes, there is a common consciousness about it. Angels. Yeah. What is it? What does it mean for you? How do you experience angels in your life? How do you experience spirit in your consciousness? How do you experience the night of power in your practical personal life? How do you do it? How do you experience it? Otherwise, for example, deen. What is deen? Oh, how do you experience deen in your life? What does deen mean for you? But deen is Islam. What does Islam mean for you? This vocabulary should not be arbitrarily used in any context without unwrapping them, unraveling them. So getting to know with our own qualities, understand them under the guidance that we received from our creator. So the creator sent the guidance, but we have to study. We received the letter, but we have to open it. We have to study it. We don't say, oh, I know Ashabul Kahf. Well, what does it mean, Ashabul Kahf, for me? What is it to do with me? I'm not Ashabul Kahf. Am I not? Or am I? That's why God speaks to me. These are the subjects that we are trying to deal here. Deciphering, uncovering, disclosing the package concepts that we are using, that we have done here now, as much as I can, as much as I could. For example, today, just I talked about why the Quran, let me wrap up now the subject, time is up. Why the Quran leaves some things ambiguous, vague, not specified. There is a great purpose in it. Why the Quran says the night of power, but doesn't say what it is. Why? There is a great, deep meaning in it. That's what we have been studying for an hour and a half. But this is just a glimpse of it. I'm not saying that this is the only meaning. No, all the commentators said something about it. They are all valuable. 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. Today was we did another point. Benefited from their writings, actually. So I'm not inventing them. As a result of my readings, whatever attracts my attention, take notes of them and share with you. But my primary concern is, how can I associate myself, attach myself to the message that I receive from the Quran right now within my own conditions? They're very practical, I'm in this term, I'm a very practical man. I don't go into other subjects which are not my specialty. When I read something, if somebody gives lots of explanations about the eloquence of the Quran, for example, balagha of the Quran, I listen to them not in order to learn the balagha, but as a result of this study, how can I relate the conclusion to my practical life? That's what all my day goes on with this. I'm busy always with this kind of studies. Related to myself, make it practical. It means make it practical doesn't mean that I'm going to pray and I won't concentrate on the meaning of it. No, practical means how to practice my awareness of God, how to practice my belief in God, and how I can really enhance the quality of my belief, how I can really enhance the comprehension of my human capacity, how I can enhance the deeper meaning as related to my life now in the speech of God. That is my concern. Inshallah, I didn't bore you, and I appreciate all the questions, but of course, you don't expect that I'm going to speak to you with the cultural religious terminology. And no, cultural religious terminology you can learn from everywhere. So it is easy to obtain. YouTube is waiting for you. Everybody is saying, I am not saying it is bad. They are good, but my concentration is, I would say, if any one of you has not heard anything new in this class, please don't bother to come. I'm not saying don't come. No, no. If you have not learned anything new for you, but if you say that your cultural background is your foundation, whatever is said here against them or slightly different from them, then reject it again. Don't come, because cultural knowledge you have, that's enough. Why do you come? But if you want to refine your cultural religion and receive some or learn some different layers of meaning, aspects of meaning different, then this is the class you should never miss. That's what my aim is. Something refining the cultural religion, cultural understanding of the Quran, refining it and making it more applicable, practical for my life now, and I can practice it now and not lose myself in the cultural concepts. This is the purpose of this class. So if you are ready to refine your understanding, this is the class. If any one of you, I don't think, is there such people here, such person here, defend the cultural knowledge of Islam, don't come, because the cultural knowledge of Islam is not going to be repeated here, not going to be defended here. I don't defend them. I don't offend them either. But I try to refine them and, if you like, polish our consciousness of these concepts, what they have in it. If you pay attention to this aspect, this purpose of this class is something of interest for you. That's why you are here. I appreciate your presence, but don't be frightened, or not frightened, really dismayed, disappointed when I don't agree with the questions there in the chat box, or if someone speaks, because this is the purpose of the class. what needs to be expanded, refined, and polished up, and made it available for me to confirm, rather than to imitate and to repeat it again and again. Thank you very much. It is, really 11 minutes after a deadline. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. But wait for the excitement. The night of power is better than 1,000 months. What does it mean? Oh, come on. And angels will come down. What does it mean? The spirit will come. Who's that? Inshallah, these are my, mashallah, these are my excitements to share with you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Wa akhiru da'wahum alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. This is what God taught us. We didn't invent it.